Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. We're in the last quarter, mate. Just Roger Federer, of course, earlier in the week, mate, had played his game and then said, no, that's it, I'm out of the French Open.
Yeah.
Had that 1 year of rehab, of course, with 2 knee surgeries, saying he's got to listen to his body. Smart decision?
Very smart.
Yep.
Very, very smart, because the French Open, mate, boy, oh boy, it's Rally City, isn't it, really?
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yes.
So he should be out of there. Matter of fact, I don't think he should have played it.
It's a really interesting one, because he's, I mean, we all love Federer. Everyone loves Federer.
Great player,
his comment was, it's just great to be back out on the court again.
Yeah.
So
which is an amazing statement, given a bloke, what is he, 38, something like that?
Yep. Doesn't
he's
need
been
to.
out in the court a million times. Plus he's got $1 million. It just shows he's still got the fire. But I would have listened to, I would have thought, well, hang on, French Open, rally. Maybe I'm better off in the grandstand, and the US Open coming up. Maybe
I think he's got a long-term view. I think he's looked at it and gone, you know what, I just want to get through a couple of games here at the French, just to feel that I'm back, got my game going. Then I'm out. I'm slowly building up to the US or the Australian or
Wimbledon.
Depending on how COVID impacts along the way. So you may see him at his best at the Australian Open.
Yeah, well, gee, I'd love to see him again. But boy, he's got to be getting close now to pulling up the stumps, I
think he loves the game. Hey, I want to ask you this. We touched on it last weekend, ran out of time. Glenelg South, the Eagles and Port sit in 4th spot in the SANFL.
Yeah.
And, of course, they're about midpoint in the season, about 10 games to go.
Yeah.
And we touched on it. We said that Norwood sit in 5th, North in 6th.
Yeah.
Which way that might play out at the moment, because the 4 look like they're pretty set, barring something major happening. So that 5th spot's pretty much North or Norwood with 10 games to go. So I had a quick look at who they had to play against. And of course, with 10 games, they pretty much play the same team. So it could come down to this, though. The last game of the season might, despite who's going to be in 5th spot, Norwood play North.
Oh, you're joking.
So you go. And then I thought, well, hang on a minute. Where did Norwood finish last year? They finished 5th. And replaced the coach, Jared Cotton. This year, they could potentially finish in a worse spot. What do they do then?
Well, what do you do?
Well,
that's right.
Mate.
I'm
going back over the journey.
We're quick to jump on them, aren't we?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because, again, I'm defending Nathan Buckley on this one. You go, he beats the Crows on the weekend, and they're all going, oh, Collingwood are looking pretty good. The guy has a game out of the box and kicks 6 goals. And they say, we can't believe how good it is to have him back. But mate, he's only averaging 1 goal a game before he got injured. So it's not like you've got an Ablett coming back, or a Dangerfield, or a Boak, I think when we look at coaches, I was trying to do the volume of work they did. On Sunday, I was up at a mate's farm up at Wilmington. I was sitting there, just had a bit of time. I thought, if someone said to you, what do you reckon an AFL coach puts in a week? Now, you've been around it. What do you reckon roughly? Just a rough figure, mate.
Staggering.
So most of us say we're working pretty hard on a 40-hour week.
No, we're not.
Coaches minimum. This is a minimum. 70 hours a week.
No problem.
70 hours a week. Then the AFL have gone, we need to bring the budget back, which they had to do with COVID. So we've got to jettison some of your staff. So
more work.
Exactly right. So now they've jumped up to 80 hours plus a week to fill in, and you go, wow. Now the team's losing, and we put it on them saying you're not doing enough.
You're not doing your job.
I don't know how much more they can do.
Well, just on Collingwood, mate, just a quick one on Collingwood. They're not a bad side. They're sitting, where are they sitting? They're sitting 16th at the moment. But they're better than that. They are better than that. They've lost a lot of close games against top 8 sides by under 5 points and whatever. A lot of them. They're not that bad. They're not a 16th team to me. So
3 years ago, they were in the grand final. Last 2 years, they've been in the final. So let me ask you this. Have they gone, you know what, we're going to cleanse some players out, even though they're good players, to launch again? Or do they do, hypothetically, what the Crows did and said, we've stayed in our window a year too long, and then they had to bottom out? So are they trying to avoid the bottom out and relaunch? Even though you go, well, it's not much between 16 and 18. But if that's what they're doing, don't you go, gee, that's pretty courageous. We need to stay with this program and let it go.
Really courageous, mate.
So we saw a coach this week at Carlton. He's resigned. He's stepped away, one of the assistant coaches, who's been there a long time. And you go, is that the start?
That's the club.
And Carlton are now having an external review mid-year. You go, why would you do that?
Well, because...
So what confidence does that show in the playing group and the coaches?
Do you know what Carlton's record is over the last 20 years?
Terrible.
5 wooden spoons. In 20 years. Now, they are a great, big, strong
Powerful
AFL,
club.
powerful club.
Well, they got penalised pretty heavily for some of the cheating that they did. That has impacted on them.
Of course it's impacted.
So last year was David Teague a good coach? They're all going, gee, we like the way Carlton are moving. This year suddenly Teague's I don't know, mate. There's a question mark on you.
Well, there's got to be something there, doesn't there? Because they're a pretty good side as well. They're a bit like Collingwood. If you played them this week, you'd still go, okay, we should win, but. And Collingwood are the same.
I reckon what you've got to recognise, and what you've just said there, most teams are pretty good.
Exactly.
The AFL has set it up so most teams actually are pretty good.
That's right. Yeah,
so when you're looking at it going, why are we here and not there? You go, Collingwood are pretty good, but so are Richmond, so are the Bulldogs, so are the Crows, I think there's a lot of teams that are in that bottom 8. They're actually good teams. They're just not as good as the other teams.
That's right.
They're still good teams.
Right. But if you come up against Collingwood this week, you'd still be going, whoa, hang on a minute.
That's what I'm saying.
Hang on.
And I think that expectation to win is the one that shifts the focus onto the coach and going, well, he's not the right bloke. So anyway, always try and defend the coaches if I can.
Phil?
Who is the right bloke?
Well, who is the right bloke? I mean,
the bloke that won it last year is always the right bloke, mate.
Right.
The bloke that won it last year. So Damien Hardwick is the bloke. Don't worry about that. And the ones where they get stuck in a dimmer going, mate, Richmond get it great because they always play at the MCG. Yeah. They didn't play a game there last year and they won it. They might have a little bit more than most think. Anyway, we'll be back next week. Crows and Power will be back. Plenty of exciting things happening. Look forward to your company next week, everybody. Bye for now.